I kind of gave up on the apartment search today because the two places I went to, I couldn't even find the fucking leasing office because there were no signs or anything.
You couldn't check on like Google Maps or whatever.
I did. The building the apartment I'm in at least has signs like pointing to where the leasing office is.
Well, you got until what, August?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Wondering if I can just find another roommate by then, since I have that much time.
yeah, probably. You should.
Only issue is who, because like I don't fucking trust anyone right now.
Right.
Especially strangers, like I don't know who the fuck. I don't get how people can just like roommate with people they don't know. Unless like it's for school.
Oh, no.
Oh, I got an email from the prosecutor with a copy of the letter he sent to Jack.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And you said it'll take 10 days before they decide whether or not they're doing a trial, or
Yeah,
how long will it take for him to Jack to receive the letter?
no idea.
Alright.
They're sending it to Cass's house because I told them that's likely where he's living.
Why didn't you tell them about the drugging?
Because I forgot about it.
I I don't know how you forget about something like that, but okay.
Sorry.
You didn't even bother to show them the recordings we gave you and told you to show?
They didn't ask for them. They were
Well,
very like quick.
yeah.
It was also just kind of a weird experience because instead of meeting in like an office or anything, I was meeting like in the courtroom, and there were other people in there just listening into us. Like most of them weren't even like government workers, they were just people just sitting in the courtroom, probably for a trial that was going to happen like an hour later. Like just random Samaritans. Don't don't chew on that cord. Don't chew on the cord. It was a really weird experience because like anyone could have listened in on what I was saying. Sorry. Go ahead.
So you watched Beckett's stream and that made you leave.
I believe so. I don't know whose exactly it was. I just remember.
It was Cope And Seethe.
Yeah, I remember doing a little cry at work because
Because why?
I was listening to it. Oh, hi.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's good.
Okay. All right, Goblin. Did you already were you guys already talking about something or?
No, we were talking offhandedly about things, but I was waiting for you to get here before we got into.
All right. Synni, do you have an idea of what it is that I wanted to talk to you about?
No,
No clue.
I mean, I can't think of anything that like wasn't already brought up.
Well, you talked it in the Cope and you said you watched the Cope and Seethe stream and that upset you.
I mean, that's what upset me, but I don't know what like Kumo was upset about.
Oh, so you didn't finish the Cope and Seethe stream.
No, I couldn't.
Okay, Synni. I'll just be blunt with you. I have a problem with how you've effectively lied and have been performative for like the last, I don't know, almost month with me.
What do you mean?
Well, since the moment you got in contact with Jar, you have had a completely different attitude with me, Barry, Goblin, Evan, anyone else you've spoken to in our group, our support group for you. You've had a completely different attitude from what you said in that interview. In that interview, you were not the anxious, paranoid, remorseful Synnibear. You were the Synnibear who's like confident and making steps towards repairing her career, rather than bettering herself and making sure she doesn't make the same mistakes again. That's who you were in that interview, and that's not who we've been talking to. And when you make comments like you didn't realize this was an issue until now, it only further confirms to us, and you even trying to double down also confirmed to us that you didn't believe a single word you were saying to us. You were just giving us lip service. And so this is why we've actually been trying to confirm, like, get eyes on a police report to make sure this is actually happening. And this is why we want to see for ourselves that you've even been going to fucking therapy. But even if you've been going to therapy, you sound like in that car with Just a Robot that you don't believe that you need to change. And it seems like you didn't believe you needed to change based on your comments towards us afterwards. And it's only just a day ago or 2 days ago that you've actually realized for yourself that you need to change. Do you understand how that's like the exact polar fucking opposite of what you've been saying to us when we tell you that you need to change and that we're here to help you and be here for you as you change? And then you parrot it back to us that you want to change, and you've actually, before we even came into this, you said you wanted to change and be better. And you're only now realizing that you need to.
It's the aspect of what needed to change. Like,
What has changed? We've been talking. We never called you a groomer. We never called you a groomer. We never called you a pedophile. This entire time we've said that you're hypersexual. You're like hypersexual shit, and you're like in your fucking insanely terrible impulse control needs to be like worked on. These are very we've identified these issues for you ages ago. And you told us that you wanted to change, that you needed to change, and you've deliberately gone behind our backs. Oh my god, you've like treated us like we're like second opinions for you, as if all of us don't have the same fucking goal. If you don't like what one of us says, you go to another, and when they tell you to go to me, you went to Jar. And then I don't know why or how, but you were like freaking out that I was undermining Jar. And this I did, honestly, in hindsight, I shouldn't have. I should have just let you go down that path. But you're freaking out that I tried to undermine Jar in your best interest. Like, I knew how this guy was. I warned you how he was. I told you what position you were in, and I was very conscious and scared on your behalf because of what position you're in. Jar could have raped you, and that's probably what he was trying to, like, that was probably his dream, his end goal. Like, how could he get caught in a cheating scandal or dumped by his girlfriend if nobody will believe it ever happened? Nobody would believe it ever. Like, half of the people, if you came out and said he did that to you, half of the people wouldn't believe you. The other half would believe you, but they'd be like, no, I'm not going to give sympathy to a pedophile, because that's what they've been calling you. You are not in a position to be so, like, careless. And you don't even try to lie to me. You only talked to Jar and continued contact with Jar because he told you what you wanted to hear and I didn't. You lied to me saying that you wanted saying that you understood that it was probably not in the cards for you to get your fucking YouTube career back. You said you understood that. And yet, with Jar behind the scenes, because he was giving you this false hope, you had a different face on with him entirely. That's why I'm upset at you, Synni. That's why I no longer want to be your friend, and that's why I no longer want to help you. Because you won't fucking help yourself. So, like, excuse me for caring, and excuse me for biting the bullet, but I'm being told by everyone I know that you were just using me. And I feel inclined to believe it considering you've lied so much. Synni, I don't even think you've been genuine with me once. And this doesn't mean that I'm going to call you a pedophile or I like resend any of my logical takes. This just means that like I don't care anymore. You get what I mean? I shouldn't care anymore. It was wasted effort because clearly it meant nothing. And then, oh my god, I'll let you speak after this. But and then upon realizing that we're upset at you and that like without even trying to understand why, you decide to make yourself the fucking victim instead of trying to communicate with us. You, like, ducked us, and then you refused to talk to any of us unless Goblin was present because Goblin was being fucking nice to you. But the fact that you had the audacity to make yourself the victim. I've seen your DMs. How are you this dishonest with yourself? You sound like you've genuinely convinced yourself that nobody in this group cared about you. Did we do things that people who didn't care about you would have done?
I don't know.
Like, if we didn't care about you, like, how do you explain the things we've done for you? And I'm not trying to lord them over your head. I'm genuinely trying to understand how you've come to this conclusion that we just didn't care about you in any capacity. Like, as if my ulterior motives can't coexist with, like, caring. Like, both can be true. I can have an ulterior motive and still care and try to help you. Like, do you have like do you have an exclusively two-dimensional way of thinking?
I don't know if the way I'm thinking is super rational.
I think you're very rational. I think you know what you want and you've just been lying to me the whole time. I think, actually, Barry put it best. I think you were using us for comfort. And not Evan, Beckett suggested that you were using me, and I kind of believe him with how badly you wanted me to do that stream and then how you reacted poorly after I did it. But Evan suggested to me that you only wanted me to take the fucking brunt of it when you were under the most fire. And I could believe that. Because the fact that you actively ignored my very rational and helpful advice and went to fucking just a rapist. This guy who you clearly knew was hitting on you because you... I'm so fucking stupid for giving you the benefit of the doubt. We asked you if he made any passes at you. I actually didn't expect you to be able to list anything off because you're supposed to be autistic, right, Synni? How come you gave us like anecdotes that perfectly suit, like make it perfectly clear that you were aware he was making passes at you, and now you're acting uncertain that that was the case?
I didn't think it was at the time. At the time, I thought he was just being like weird. I didn't think it was like an actual pass. Like I was
I
assuming
don't buy
that he
the
was
ignorance.
like.
You're smarter than you're letting on.
I thought it was weird. I didn't think it was like a flirt. Like.
So why was it weird?
Because I just thought it was strange to say. Because it's just not something you say.
Because you thought it was a flirt.
Not really. It's just.
Well, then why would it be strange?
I mean, I don't know. It's just not like a thing I hear people say very often.
So what else could it have been?
Just him being autistic? I don't fucking know. I just kind of wrote it off until I.
You wrote it off,
thought
even though
about
I
it
warned
again.
you. I warned you specifically about this type of behavior. I don't buy it, Synni. I don't. Did you actually stay on the phone with him while he went to sleep?
I thought I was being a friend. I thought he was trying to be
Oh!
a friend of me.
Did you guys goon together at all?
No, what the fuck?
He didn't make it like in your phone calls with him. You guys didn't do anything freaky.
No, he mostly just talked about fucking like Star Wars and shit.
Okay. Okay. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Because I mean, it wouldn't really reflect negatively on you if he did.
And I mostly just talked about my cat, like.
Okay. So I'm guessing the passes at you were the extent of it because we cut it short because you didn't really have much time with him, right?
I guess. I don't remember how a lot of it.
Did he say anything to you before he blocked you?
He just said, "We are done."
Okay. He broke up with you. Okay. Um, I just don't know how you make yourself the victim in this, you know? Like we genuinely cared and wanted you to get better, and we were actively trying to help you with your reports. We were like consoling you and trying to make sure you weren't like killing yourself. We were trying to make sure you were like you would stop and slow down and make the right decisions for yourself. I genuinely don't believe you would have made any police reports or anything to get your life in order if we hadn't been here to fucking coach you and push you along. What I said on Beckett's stream, you somehow made yourself a victim in that, because I said the ideal outcome is that you make IRL friends and you don't need us anymore. That was not at all mean-spirited or something you should have taken offense to. You should have real-life friends who care about you, so that you don't need your internet friends anymore. That is ideally the most healthy outcome for you. That came from a place of caring, and you somehow, in victimizing yourself, made it seem like we didn't care because I said that. How did you delude yourself like this? Do you believe anything that comes out of your own mouth?
It was something else you said. It was something about, like, getting me out of the way so that you could.
Getting the discourse about you out of the way is exactly what I said. Getting the Synni stuff over with, so that when I talk about Birdie, people don't go, "Oh, well, what about Synni? What about Synni?" It's like, well, we've already discussed Synni. That's exactly what I said. I don't know how you're misquoting me or like fucking misremembering whatever, like what the part that you're talking about. But I was very clear. I was talking about the discourse around you, so that I could so I could start a different discourse and have a different discussion without a fucking constant whataboutism. That's why.
But also, you could correct me if I'm wrong, Kumo, but didn't you say the same thing on the Chud Logic stream? Something she also watched but was happy with the conclusion of?
Yeah.
When you
No, I
called in
said
for
the
stream.
exact same thing on a stream that you had no issues with.
I don't know if it was the same wording. I'd have to look back at it. Don't know if it.
Well, it's not like it fucking matters now, Synni.
Yeah, I don't know if it does.
I mean, why would it? Right?
Anything else you want to talk about or anything you want to say, Synni?
Actually,
I don't
yes,
know.
Synni, you do have something you want to talk about. Well, at least I want you to talk about. I want you to reiterate what you've been saying to Goblin and make that make sense with where we're at now, please, if you wouldn't mind. If you would be so kind.
It's just after all this, I don't know who to trust,
Or you don't?
and I don't know.
Do you even trust yourself?
No, honestly.
Oh, that's a damn shame.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot is wrong with me.
But a lot more is wrong with
You have another question? Okay, Goblin, thank you. You have another question for me? You want to know what specifically is wrong with me? Is it going to help you? Is it going to make you feel any better?
Oh, just why the fuck?
Why the fuck? I don't have any more empathy for you. Quite frankly, I don't appreciate being lied to, let alone to this extent. I'm actually, despite what people think, or despite, what I make people think, I'm a very forgiving person. I'm a very compassionate and empathetic person. And just like everyone else, I have a tolerance. And you've surpassed that tolerance. And it's astonishing to me, Synni, that you ran my patience thin without me even knowing. I don't know how I had to go nearly almost a month before I found out that you did this. All this talk about, yes, Synni, I'm not gonna ditch you. I'm here as long, I'm here as long as you're trying to better yourself. This, that, and the third. I'm gonna be here. That you did this without me knowing, and then I find out, and I'm like, oh wow. And for the last 2 days, I've been very conflicted about this confrontation. And you know what made this so much easier, Synni? You gonna ask what?
It cut
Ask
out,
what?
but
Okay, sorry. Do you know what makes this easier, Synni? Because the last 2 days I've been really conflicted about it. But you know how you made it easier?
oh,
You ducked and dodged us, and then you played the fucking victim about it. I don't feel any guilt now. There was a little doubt in my mind that maybe I could be charitable to you again. And you just fucking squandered that too. So what do you have to say to me?
I can't really think straight at the moment. I don't think I even have my thoughts in order. I know I'm upset. Just
Okay. Do you think in the meantime Goblin could say her piece while you figure out how you want to say it?
yeah.
Alright. Go on, Goblin.
I
You have the
want
floor.
I want to bring up something because Simpleton brought it to me and Barry's attention, and we brought it up to Kumo sort of about endo, and it's one of the things you didn't really tell us this part. You had Eno read out the fucking rape comic in VC.
Um, like the dialogue. I didn't like. I didn't think to mention it. It just didn't seem like a.
All the questions we were asking you about you needing to be 100% honest about what was damning and shit.
I mean, I didn't even think about it. It didn't even come across my mind.
And, I was thinking about asking you that when it was coming out because it was being brought up with the Pee-wee stuff and that one person who was schizophrenic that you knew when you were a minor yourself too, that this was a thing you do. You'd ask anyone you share that comic with to read it. I was going to go on and ask you if you'd done that to Eno, but I didn't get a chance to because I was busy, and then you were also starting to judge us. But then I had Himpleton come up and ask me, hey, did you know about this? At least with Eno.
I don't know. It's just like a.
Hey, Kumo, does knowing that fact change anything for you?
Yeah, quite a bit. Because that's literally asking her to engage in your fetish.
It was mostly just, like, being able to, like, hear what her reaction was. Like,
Oh,
the time.
okay. No, we're done. We're done. We're done. No, I'm not. You said that so fucking coldly and clearly. Oh my god. I'm baffled.
You know,
You asked her to read it, and you wanted her reaction. Do you know what that means?
Like, I wanted to see if she liked it or not.
Oh
Like,
my god! And I really bothered to dispute what your intentions might have been.
I just like getting feedback. I didn't
I
think,
like
I
getting
didn't
feedback
think,
during sex.
not sex, no.
Well, you wanted feedback, and effectively, what is a sex act?
I didn't think it was like that.
having her read out a rape comic out loud.
And this is what I was talking about on like Twitter and shit. That recently I've realized that everyone else was right for the wrong reasons. I am actually glad that you spoke to Jar, and I'm actually glad in hindsight, and I'm glad he made that terrible video, and I'm glad I uploaded it before he could, and I'm glad that you didn't talk to me for the following 20 or 34 hours, because in that time I was able to digest your involvement in that call and really figure out what the fuck it was that you were saying and what, like, how you were acting. Because at first I had tunnel vision just fixated on Jar, and then it took me the rest of the day to hear you over and over and over, and then really clicked with me. What the fuck is wrong with you? It clicked with me that what you were saying was not adjacent to what in that call was not adjacent to what how you've been with us. Complete fucking 180. I knew something was off. And I actually came and told you that that reflected very poorly on you. I just didn't realize I just didn't realize that it wasn't with the public it was going to reflect poorly with. It was with us. Is how that was going to reflect poorly. Because no matter what you do, it's going to reflect poorly with the public. But the parts that were problematic were specifically things that I would care about, and I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that because I was so focused on the guy I already didn't like, and the guy that I was already concerned was going to like try and use like do shit to you. Do you understand, Synni, that you are in like the perfect position for him to take advantage of you? Why would you say no to him?
I didn't realize that.
Why would you say no to him though? Like, he was your savior. He gave you false hope. You were probably willing to do anything as long as it meant he fixed your career, weren't you?
I guess I didn't realize just how bad it was yet. Like,
Do you know, like, do you understand the gravity of that? Like, if you had met up with him, for example, which is probably something he would have pushed for if we let this continue. If you would have met up with him, do you understand like who this guy is?
well, I do now.
What do you think would have happened? Especially if we didn't know about it.
Probably really gross things. I didn't know about that. Like, I didn't hear about any of this.
You were warned about him.
Not like that. You didn't tell me any of that.
Did I need to?
He was like a fucking weirdo.
Oh! Oh wow, it's like the nitty-gritty didn't really fucking matter because you were already warned about him. I don't know. He seems alright. No, you didn't care. You didn't care who he was, Synni. You didn't care because you even after he made those weird passes at you and you identified that it was weird. You didn't think, oh, something's up. I should probably not talk to him. You thugged it out. You powered through it. And I bet he would have graped you and you would have stayed quiet about it.
Okay,
So
Synni,
long as it meant your fucking career was fixed.
Synni,
Something we told you isn't in the fucking cards. Just a robot is an arrogant, ignorant, fucking bigoted ass. You and any other woman he's ever spoken to is a sex object. Black people and people of color are just a token for him to weaponize and defend himself from any sort of assertion that he's like offensive or problematic. The guy is and like we told you he was trouble. We didn't get into exactly why because we didn't think it would really matter to you. We told you he was trouble. You saw red flags. And then it took Goblin to show me his video and his interview for me to like be able to intervene. Because you did this behind our backs. You have actively, Synni, at every chance that I've given you advice because you didn't like how it sounded, or because it just wasn't what you wanted to hear, you have actively sought out different opinions. Even though those opinions were telling you consistently, constantly, that you should trust me. And I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not your fucking defense attorney. I can't fix anything for you. I'm just trying to help you. But not anymore. And especially because like I was wrong about your intent. Now, I thought I was just wrong about you as a person, that you just didn't want to change. I was wrong about your intent. You've just fucking self-reported here. Do you have anything you want to say for yourself?
I didn't realize it was this bad.
what you didn't realize was this bad?
Just me. Like, I don't know how to put it into words. Just,
Synni, I'm curious. Can I ask something?
yeah.
Are you still wanting or hoping that you could go back somehow to your YouTube career?
I mean, a part of me does, just because that's my normal. That's what I've always had. That's, like, I just want to go back to some sort of normalcy, but...
So, Kumo, question. With
Shoot.
what's been talked about here, are you going to call... Can we call her a pedophile now?
I don't know. I'm gonna need time to digest that.
I mean, I'm not attracted to children. It's...
Are you?
No!
You
The-
sure?
Then why did you have Endo read a fucking rape comic because you wanted
No. Wrong question, Goblin. Why were you interested in her reaction to a fucking rape comic?
I mean, her age had nothing to do with it. It was just... I thought of her as a friend, and I wanted
Are
my
you just
friend
an
to give
equal
me feedback.
opportunity offender?
What?
Are you just an equal opportunity offender?
I don't know what that means.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Or do you need me to spell it out for you? Of what equal opportunity offender means?
I can try to guess, but
It means
I didn't...
It means it doesn't matter the age or gender or whatever. It was just someone who expressed some modicum of interest in your fetish. So you decided to take advantage and engage with them in that. And take advantage.
We genuinely believed, Synni, that you were just oversharing and this was like a result of you being super autistic. We gave you that benefit of the doubt when nobody else would. We were the only ones being fair. And rather than just being honest,
I thought I was being honest. I didn't.
No, you
I wasn't.
weren't.
I wasn't
No, you
trying to
weren't. You
hide
should have told
things. Like,
us. You weren't trying to omit important details like that.
but I
No.
didn't think it was an important
That's
detail.
so
Like,
convenient. Oh, did you forget that it happened?
I didn't forget. Well, I wasn't thinking about it.
Do you think about anything?
Not as of lately.
That's a lie.
I mean, I
That's a
don't know.
lie.
I've been feeling kind of
You know
brain
what?
foggy, but
You know, all this time, like every time you've come to me and you're like, I don't know what to think, I don't know what to do, oh, I'm freaking out. You know what I think that was?
what?
I think that was a cover for what you weren't telling me. I think you just couldn't communicate or think, quote unquote, think straight because there was something something you were doing behind our backs. Because there literally was. I think that's what that was. That's my theory of the day. Is that you refused or could not communicate any of what was bothering you because you knew we would disapprove. Am I wrong on that? Am I like crazy far off?
I mostly just. I don't think that's right. It's just. I don't know how to fix
If it is
my
right,
own problems.
if it is right, Synni, what use is there in like denying it?
I mean, I don't think it's right. I don't.
You don't think it is? Could it be? Honestly, Synni, what is the use in denying anything?
I.
Honestly, don't think about the right answer. There's only one. It's the truth. So what's the truth?
I don't want to think that I'm just this terrible.
Well, to be honest, I didn't either. You haven't really left me much choice on that, though, have you?
I guess not. I didn't.
You know what's crazy, Synni, is we're giving you chances to respond, and you're just like,
I'm
doing
having
that.
trouble. I don't know. At first, I thought like you said like that I was coming to these conclusions way too late, and that I didn't mean what I said. I thought the issue before was just that I was putting my like my energy into the wrong place because I was talking to Eno about this stuff when that shouldn't have happened. But my
yes, that was also
realization.
an issue, and I forgave. I dropped it, and I said, you know what, whatever. There's nothing we can do about that because it was out of any one of our fucking control. It was stupid, and it was honestly very self-sabotage. It was self-sabotage, but honestly, I'm glad you did it now. I'm glad you did. Because it's making all of this easier.
My like new realization was just that it shouldn't be for anyone, honestly. Like that I thought the way I thought was just normal. I thought that like I it was normal to talk to people the way I did.
Okay, question. So
Like at first I thought it was just the issue of me talking to a minor like that, but I'm realizing it's I shouldn't be talking to anyone like that.
wait. So Synni, you don't see an issue by having a minor read you porn?
She never said that. She never said that. No, Synni, you knew it was an issue because we told you this is beyond just kids. And this is what I've been saying vehemently from the rooftops, that it's beyond just kids. You are a danger to not only yourself, but everyone around you. Men, women, children, maybe even animals. You're a danger to everyone around you. You have problems that are much deeper rooted than what everyone is saying they are. You need to work on these problems. You need to go to therapy. And you know what you've said to me for like nearly the last month? Even post-jar interview? You know what you've been saying to me? In response to each and every point there. Yes, Kumo, you're right. And you've even parroted what I've said. You very consistently parrot what I said. But in the jar interview, even after you've been fucking parroting what I said, you went completely mask off. Because nothing you said to me, none of the nodding along that you did, none of the supposed epiphanies you had that I helped you realize what was actually going on by talking about it and challenging it and questioning it, none of that was real. You didn't actually understand that YouTube was probably out of the cards for you. You didn't believe that. You, for the longest time, have been acting like you knew that you did something wrong and you knew what needed to change, and you actually didn't. You've admitted that actively. Since we have been upset and you saw Beckett's stream, you have actively self-reported that you didn't think you didn't think that you needed to change. You know how much that pisses me off, Synni?
A lot, I'm guessing.
You have assumed I have been mad at you so many times when I wasn't. But now I'm actually mad at you. I am genuinely frustrated that I didn't know, I could not have known about this until just a robot came in and fucked everything up for you. And I don't know if you heard, but FBS Diesel had the greatest take about Jar's video. You know what his take was?
What?
It was the best fucking Synnibear exposed video, unintentionally. And I'll be real with you, before you just self-reported in this call, my reasoning for not wanting to help you, and just, cutting you off, was just because you wouldn't help yourself. And that you're a liar. And I'm not going to waste my energy on someone like you. Now, now there's a different tone to everything. You didn't think you needed to change, but you made this girl read your fucking rape comic?
No, I thought, again, it's just the aspect of what needed to change. It's...
No, Synni! No! You shouldn't be you shouldn't be trying to engage in fucking non-con fetishes with strangers. You engage in BDSM in the bedroom with someone you trust. You talk about sex shit in that very, intimate and inappropriate manner with an adult. One whom you trust. Preferably someone you're in a, committed romantic relationship with. That's preferable.
Shit, I've, done this since I was a kid. I didn't,
Oh! But you've been very aware of that fact, though.
Just
the fact... It wasn't right, though. It was normalized to you. Do you know, what it means if something has to be normalized?
I mean, to be made as if it was normal?
No. Do you know, just ask what?
What?
It means it wasn't fucking normal before.
Right, it's just... I don't know.
And you didn't realize this was an issue until now, but you have parroted the fact that you were normalized to it from a young age. And that you still have some responsibility, but it might not entirely be your fault that you've just been misguided. And you've actively fucking said that. And you're telling me now you didn't... you're a fucking liar, Synni, you're a liar. You didn't recognize it was an issue, even though you sounded conscious that it was an issue. I realize now you were just parroting what I was saying so that we'd be happy. You were just trying to say whatever would please us. Because in the reality of it, Synni, is you thought you did nothing fucking wrong. You didn't actually believe any of what we told you, that it's probably not in the cards for you to come back to YouTube. I genuinely believe Beckett's theory that you only strung us along to benefit you in any way we could. In any way possible. I believe that now. For you to not have realized until now that this was the issue means that the entire time that you have literally, out of your own mouth, expressed the issue, it means you didn't believe it. And you've said it for the last fucking month. And I don't know why you're lying to me again, because before, when I pressed you on this in the text messages, Synni, you were suggesting that you have to come to this conclusion on your own. So you've already acknowledged that you've just been parroting what I said. And you've just been like entertaining this discussion so that we thought that there was nothing up. What do you mean you don't want to believe you're a bad person? You know you are. You're just actively in denial.
I mean,
I am sick. I have a knot in my stomach, knowing that I tried to help you, and you actually are a predator. There was intent. There was clear intent. You made her read it to you. You wanted her reaction. That is intent. Fuck what everyone else is saying about you, Synni. Fuck every other point they're making. They are right for the wrong reasons. They don't even know how they're right. They are flinging shit at the wall, hoping it sticks, not actually trying to understand the issue. And then they're sitting here trying to debate bro me about it. And they're being super fucking weaselly because they'll agree that they'll concede and agree that I'm not defending you and I'm not enabling you, right? And then they'll continue as soon as I'm gone to use that fucking language. And I'm so appalled that this is who you really are, and I've gone through that on your behalf. Not because I'm defending you, but because it's fair. Because I was under the false impression that it was the truth. That they were wrong. But now, they are right for the wrong reasons. I wish these people had the insight I have now. And they're probably going to be coping and pulling their hair out, trying to deny that this is how it is. But genuinely, Synni, I have been so wrong. I have been so wrong. My argumentation wasn't even bad. Like, in my point. Like, my conclusion that was still adjacent to what they were saying has been wrong. Because I was under a false impression. Not even because my points were bad. Not even because... like... Not for any stupid reason they've listed. It's because I was under a false impression. It's because you're a fucking liar. And you're so much of a liar, Synni. You're so much of a liar that I don't even know if it's like right to trust anything you said before all this. I don't even want to know how bad this is, the extent of this might be. Because you hide things. You've probably done worse. You have been really quiet about all these Google Docs dropping about you. And we've been reading them and sniffing out bullshit. But it seems like there's a pattern here. That you hide things and you omit information to us. And then the people who hate you come out with docs and they make accusations that are very poorly presented, that have no fucking, like, substantial evidence for, and that they have to yoga stretch to even say, right? But it turns out that you hold the cards, you hold the proof to them being right, and they don't. So I want to know, if any of these documents... No, sorry, I don't want to know if any of these documents actually have some, like, substantial evidence out there that you're just not... you're staying quiet for a reason, that you're just not saying anything about them because they're dumb. You are, honestly... If you were smarter, God, you'd be the most dangerous fucking person we've ever dealt with in this art community. God, thank God you're actually stupid. Thank God. Because you are in the most convenient position to have all these people who were coming after you and accusing you that they are dumber than you. All the people right now that are calling you a pedophile are dumb. Not because they're wrong, but because they don't know what they're talking about. They do not know enough about the subject matter. The only thing that works for them is the fact that if they call you a pedophile, it's really hard to argue with them without sounding like a pedophile. That is the only thing working for them. That is the only reason that they're right. They are right on accident. They flung shit at the wall hoping it stuck. And Synni, you've only revealed to us, we're the first people to actually have confirmation that the shit stuck. They're right for the wrong reasons. And I'm so mad about that. It's not like I have to come in and take some massive fucking L. It's actually a bigger discrepancy on the part of the community for being this fucking irresponsible. Because people who want to come in and be fair and be critical and, like, actually understand the facts of the matter can't. Because everyone else jumps the gun. And you know what? That's not your fault. It's just convenient for you. Did you feel like... like, all this maniacal laughing you did with Jar in that interview? Did you, like... Did it ever cross your mind that that was the case? That you like Jar, felt like you could get away with it? No, you've been calling everyone dumb and maniacally laughing like we heard it in the interview. So, Synni, you were conscious of the fact that they're dumb. Did you think like you were going to get away with it? Is that why you were so amused about them being dumb? Because they were too dumb to prove anything? Too dumb to ruin your life?
No, I was calling them dumb because you called them dumb.
Oh, you were?
Well, you said they were stupid for not, like, filing the police reports and shit, and
Right. It'll get laughed off in court. That has such a different tone now.
Nah.
I don't think you were just parroting what I said. I think you actually believed. That's one of the few things you actually believed that you parroted. Go on, Goblin.
I wanted to ask something else because Barry had brought it up in a VC, something she wanted to ask you because, you know, you brought up how you went to your therapist. Your therapist didn't know, also didn't believe you were a groomer, right? But, like...
That's what she told me.
But then Barry was like, did she show them or share the logs? But then, like, you dodged her when she asked you that?
I don't know if I heard that.
Well...
It may be good to show it to her.
Yeah, you should also bring up how you had the kids read in voice call the rape comic you sent.
Yeah, I think...
I bet you they'll shift tone real fast.
You know what you should... You know... Before, I was just gonna say, Synni, go move on with your life and, like, fix your real life situation and go make friends and, like, go to school or something. Go back home to your parents and try to smooth things over. I was going to say that to you, but honestly, rehome that cat. Sell your belongings. Put all the money from it in an account and drive your ass down to the police with only your device, only your cell phone and your laptop. Turn that in, say that this is evidence, I have committed a crime, and then go from there, honestly. Like, if you have any... If anything in you wants to do the right thing, go turn yourself in, dude. Because that changes everything. Is there anything else, Goblin, you want to say?
I thought about at first. I'd keep the minimal contact of wanting updates about where your police report would go, but I honestly
I don't
don't
even
care.
fucking care.
I don't
Honestly,
care.
I don't care. Yeah, give them stupid.
Yeah. Um.
Go turn yourself in, dude. This is ridiculous.
Anything you want to say for yourself, Synni?
I don't know. Just
Oh, but I thought you wanted to do the right thing. Thought you wanted to make things right.
Take
Hey, I'm no expert on on the what you call it the of uh of the prison system. Okay, I'm no expert on rehabilitation. Okay, I don't know how it works for like women who diddle kids or women who try to groom children. I don't know what happens to them in there. You're honestly gonna have to do your own research. But you keep talking about how you want to do the right thing. You just want to do right by people. You know,
I said I wanted to get
you just
better.
want to do you want to get better and you want to do right by the people that you've wronged. So turn yourself in. I am in full agreement of the wood chipper with what I know now. Who knows, Synni? You're young. Maybe you'll get a slap on the wrist. I mean, I hope not. I would really hope not. But maybe you'll get a slap on the wrist. And then the next time you do some shit like this, it'll just get stacked up. But if you want to do right by the people you've wronged. That's actually something you've said publicly multiple times now. In your video and in Jar's video. You said you want to do right by the people you wronged and you want to get better. So go get rehabilitated in prison. Or in jail, whatever they decide to do. Turn yourself in, give them your devices as evidence. They'll come through it. Tell them what you did. You're not going to do that, are you? I mean, why would you? You'll lose
I
your
don't
freedom. You might lose your
know.
freedom. You might lose another opportunity to do it again. I mean, you don't really live for much. You absolutely refuse to go make IRL friends or repair the connection with your family. You
I
refuse.
don't.
You are not comfortable with the idea of you doing anything that doesn't involve you being in a position where you can reoffend and be a content creator.
I don't want to reoffend. I don't.
You want something familiar. Part of you just wants to you want to continue doing YouTube. You want to go back to doing YouTube. You want things to be normal again or feel normal again.
I don't want
Yeah.
the bad things to happen again. I don't.
You don't want to get caught again.
No, I don't want to hurt people.
You're going to.
So, are you going to drive yourself to the police station?
I'm gonna weigh out my options. I don't know.
What options do you have?
I don't want to put my cat somewhere where she could get hurt. I don't want.
Then give your cat to your parents or whatever, your whoever.
My parents have like 5 dogs. 6
Then put
dogs,
the cat
actually.
up for
Yeah.
adoption.
She's all I have.
Well, you could also always call up that rescue you adopted the cat from. Normally, they always say if you want to surrender the animal, you take it back to the rescue you adopted him from.
You know what? Actually, Goblin, I don't think anything we say in here is going to resonate with her. If history is is supposed to be any correlation to if it's supposed to at all mean anything in terms of how we can reasonably predict the future, I don't think we even need to continue any further. You sure there's absolutely nothing you want to say to us, Synni?
I'm I'm sorry that
If you're
this,
sorry, turn yourself in.
it's... I honestly didn't think that I was this bad.
I don't want to hear the lip service.
I knew it. I know.
I don't care for the lip service. Might have worked before, and it might work on other people. Might have worked on other people in the past too. I don't want to hear it. There is literally nothing you can say to me that I'll believe. And I would say you lost that privilege, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad you've slipped up this badly. Not even that you slipped up, because this was inevitably going to happen. It was just a matter of when. Had Jar not gone to Goblin, I don't think we would have found out in the right time. I think I'm pretty fortunate that I learned the truth pretty early on. Wish I would have learned it sooner. I wish I would have known it from the get-go. So if you have no questions or nothing you'd like to admit to, then I think this is it. Sound good?
Okay.
No questions or confessions?
No confessions. I don't...
No questions?
Are you gonna hurt me?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. You're actually crazy. Why would I hurt you?
Are you just trying to make yourself a victim here again?
You just want to feel like a victim?
I don't want to be a victim.
Why would I hurt you? Why would I hurt you? That's actually a conflict of interest. I'm very aware, like, vigilantism is a conflict of interest, because I want the right thing to happen. And the right thing isn't going to happen if I'm out here trying to sabotage you or ruin you or hurt you.
Just because... Well, because...
I've been so critical of the people who have actively been trying to hurt you and calling for your death, because that is a conflict of interest if they really care and want justice.
Oh.
Why would that suddenly change just because I'm on the opposite side of the fence now?
I don't know. It's just...
I wouldn't even say opposite side of the fence, because I'm further away from you on the other side of the fence. Why would that change?
Because...
Because you would just be saying shit sometimes?
No,
Not even thinking about it?
I don't want to say because you hate me, but because you think...
I said I agree with the wood chipper sentiment. That I don't care that people are this outraged. I now think they are justified for the wrong reasons. They don't even know why they're justified now. Yet.
I see.
Questions?
I'm sorry for wasting your time.
If you're sorry, turn yourself in. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Alright, thank you, Synni. Take care.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, bitch. Also, you are a pedophile. You do know that, right?
I don't think that.
Well, I'm telling you that you are. We were wrong with what you just admitted. You're aware of that?
I'm not... Like, I don't like kids, for fuck's sake. It's just...
Well, I don't believe you because your actions say otherwise.